I'm Madison Mullen, and this is my public service announcement about first aid. This is the background story to before the first injury. So Madison and Savannah were at cheer practice today when their flyer decided to fall out of the stunt right onto Madison's face. Turns out she only had a nosebleed, but we didn't want to show her nosebleed on the presentation, so here's just an example of a common nosebleed. The first step in treating an injury such as a nosebleed should be to never hold the head backwards. The second step should be to have the victim sit upright or stand. This slows down the blood flow. At the same time, you should loosen any tight clothing around the neck, such as t-shirts, turtlenecks, or necklaces. Step 3 should be to have the victim spit out any saliva that's currently in their mouth, because swallowing could cause more nausea. Step 4 is to pinch the nostrils shut and press the tip of the nose against the bones of the face. This position should be maintained for 5 to 10 minutes with constant pressure. Step 5 should be to avoid blowing your nose or doing strenuous activities for at least 1 hour once the bleeding has stopped. For Madison, this unfortunately includes cheerleading. Attention! What if there's an emergency? You should call 911 or go to the nearest emergency room as soon as possible if the victim's nose continues to bleed after steps 1 through 5, or if the victim feels weak or faint. This could be a sign of a more serious emergency or injury to the victim. Moving on from a nosebleed, turns out the cheerleading squad had another injury. After seeing what happened to Madison, the coach wanted to make sure everyone else was okay. Turns out, Savannah has a giant bruise on her arm. Step 1 in treating an injury such as a bruise should be to elevate the area where the bruise is, which in this case, it would be Savannah's arm. Elevating the bruise area minimizes the bump and reduces the pain. Step 2 should be to apply an ice pack or ice cubes wrapped in a towel to the bruised area for 30 to 45 minutes. You want to make sure that the ice cubes are wrapped in a towel because the cold ice could cause damage to raw skin. You should then repeat steps 1 through 2 for a couple days until the swelling and pain goes down. Depending on the circumstance of the injury, how big or small the bruise is how many days after the initial injury should be repeated for steps 1 and 2. You should also check for any other bruises, especially on the head, which could cause minor concussions. You should also check for head trauma if you find bruises on the head. Step 3 should be to contact a doctor to make sure nothing more serious has happened if steps 1 and 2 don't bring down the swelling and pain after a couple weeks or so. You should always remember that the amount of time passed before seeing a doctor should be evaluated compared to the size and condition of the bruise. Thanks to first aid, we were successfully able to tend to Madison and Savannah's injuries quickly, and the Unstoppable Sisters will be back on the mat cheering in no time. Thanks so much for watching my presentation. Bye!